Yes, people, what is going on? Back with another one. I hope we're all good. Today, as you've probably seen by the title of the video, we're going to be going through this month's script. I've got it right here. I'm gassed to share it with you guys. CB1, as much as I rate you lot, I don't know why we're still sending these out in these padded envelopes, jiffy bags. I don't know what you call it. I think it's just a padded envelope. But yeah, you're meant to get battered around the depot, battered around the vans, the lorries, etc. They come very quick. Like, it gets posted yesterday, it arrives today. That's excellent, that's amazing, but at the same time, why are we not in boxes like everyone else is? Yeah, I mean, not everyone, there is definitely other clinics. Let me know below, are yours getting sent in boxes, are they getting sent in these bags? Either way, it's going to get jacked. It's not going to get jacked, you don't know. It's going to get dashed around. We get it, that's how the postal service works. But I think giving it a little bit more protection than this, when we're talking, there's bags in here with flour in, this could get stepped on and it gets squashed. There's just, yeah, it's not needed. Anyway, not to moan. I actually really do rate CB1. Big shout outs. The selection is insane. There were like 200 and something different things for me to choose from, just in the flower side of bits, which is amazing. It's stepped up the game massively, and I do rate them for that. But yeah, I heard these were changing from the yellowy brown bags to boxes, and in fact we've just gone to white versions of the same bag. Bit mad, but yeah, there we go. As you've probably seen by the title, I've spent a bit more, right, this month. I've got 5 strains in here actually, so that's $2.50 for 5 strains. Overall 10g of each. That's working out an average of £5 a gram, which I don't think is bad. I think that's kind of ballpark where we should say is a reasonable figure. It could be cheaper than that, definitely. I understand these companies have to make money though, you know what I mean? I get it, business, it's, you know, you're not going to put money in to make nothing back out. But when we're talking, you know, double or creeping towards triple of £5 a gram, I think we're just taking a mick. Anyway, that was my last video. I'm not going to go on about that in this video. But what I'm talking about here is what I've got. I want to give you my first impressions, and yeah, explain why I've gone for what I've gone for. So basically, price-wise of things, I've decided to go for one at the cheapest available on my current pharmacy, which is 40 quid, and then step it up in £5 increments up until my limit, which is 50 grams. So I got 40, 45, 50, 55 and 60. There's one at each of those. I've gone for brands that I've never had before, so it's no brand that I've ever talked about or had before, just because I thought, why not? Let's just push the boat out. Let's see, you know, give these new brands a chance. That, you know, Humble Bud, for example, Kiseki. There's a few in there. Some of them might not be as new to the UK medical market, but I've just never tried them. So here I am. This is it. This is me trying them. Yeah, let me know, people, what you think below. How much are you spending each month in your script? What are you getting for that? And do you think it's worth the price that you're paying? Let's see this one now and see if I think that as well. Luckily, as well, I have just got myself one of these Hydra Stones. So if any of them are ridiculously dry, like can happen sometimes, I'm going to be giving that a try. Giving that a try. Either or, I'm going to be using that at some point and kind of experimenting and seeing how that works as well. You know, some with and some without. So stay tuned for, you know, reporting back on that. But yeah, let's go straight into it. This month, what have we got? So, by the way, as always, people, just want to be clear, I'm just some geezer with a phone, hitting record, explaining my experience in this industry, in this market, whatever it is you want to call it, as a patient in the UK. So, I'm not a doctor. Don't take no advice from me. You know, make sure you go and speak to a medical professional before you go and make any decisions. I can't believe I have to say this, but yeah, I'm not a doctor, mate. You know what I mean? Don't be taking anything here as advice. It's just me explaining my experience, sharing my journey with you guys, and yeah, having a laugh with it at the same time. I appreciate all of you for being there, people. I really do. But yeah, let's go straight in for it. So, first one off the bat. In fact, I'm going to get them all out, and then we're going to go through them up the price range. So that's the first one. There we go. We've got that one. That's so 40, 45, 50. 55, and 60. There we go. So off the bat, 4 pouches, 1 pot. That's at the 45 level mark, the pot. Yeah. If I do look up here at any point, it's because I'm reading a load of, that's why I was looking up there then. You should have said this before then. I've wrote a load of info on the whiteboard in front of me here, basically about each strain, as much as I could find out about the brand. This specific strain, was it irradiated, non-irradiated, were the terp information available, you know, who was it imported by, was it imported as a whole product sort of thing. As much information as I could get. Now, some of them I've not got anywhere near as much information as some of the others, and it doesn't relate to price. So you'd think it would. You'd think that you're paying a bit more because you're getting all the info. Yeah, we'll go through them and share it with you. We'll go straight in for this first one. So this first one, we've got the Upstate full gas. Now, the reason I was gassed about this one, I didn't intend to say that. But yeah, the reason I was gassed about this is because it's an Exodus cheese cross. So if you've been in the scene for a long time, you already know about Exodus cheese. It's Exodus cheese crossed with sherbet OG. From what I found out, it's beta irradiated, and it's by Upstate. It was 40 quid, and it's a T18. The main terps, you've got humulene, caryophyllene, and limonene, and the brand itself is Australian, but it was actually grown in Denmark and then imported by IPS and then packaged. No, sorry, it was imported by IPS as the finished product like this. So it was actually packaged over there as well. Yeah, really interesting. Straight off the bat, I mean, I'm getting nothing, obviously, with the bag sealed. Again, I wish there was more of this information available. Like, I wish I could be reading this info off the front of here. I don't know why that's not here. Like, even like harvest dates, and there's so much information that could be on here that's not, and I've had to research it and put it on this board, which is, for the ones who, you know, the OGs here, they know this is not really my style, but I feel like it's the only way to get the actual information out. I can't remember all of this stuff, not off the top of my head. But why can't it just be here to read off the pack? Like, it would make it so much easier for everyone. We shouldn't have to go and search on a website. But yeah, anyway, so this is an Exodus cheese and sherbet OG cross. I am excited. I'm excited. Okay. Like, off the bat as well, we don't know who puts nitrogen in the packs and who doesn't. Some companies are putting nitrogen in the packs. You know, irradiation's a wild thing as well. Like, non-irradiated, it can be irradiated many ways that they don't have to call as irradiated. It's crazy. So in terms of, I'm just giving it a smell straight away. I'm going to let it air for a sec, just in case they are pumping any nitrogen in there to try and keep it fresher and, you know, the air's a bit stale. I mean, it's got a bit of a cheesy look about it for a start, and the smell. It's definitely a Sherb cross. Like, you can definitely tell the Sherb cross. It's beta irradiated, so I do think it's kind of messed with the terps a little bit. Ooh, okay, just cracked the nug. Wow, I mean, it's definitely a Sherb cross with a cheese. It's not just a cheese, but that's the closest I've seen to cheese on medical the entire time. So yeah, man, I was told the sour cherry punch was going to be cheesy. It just was not at all. There's another one in there apparently that's going to be cheesy as well, the Kaseki one, but I don't know if it's going to be. Let's see. But yeah, this was just because of the genetics. Yeah, I'm getting it. I am getting it, but it's weird with the Sherb, I'm not going to lie. Not something I've ever had before. I'm not going to lie, for 40 quid we've got dense nugs that they're sticky. Not super, but they're not, you know, I can squish it and it squashes. It doesn't crumble into pieces. There's nowhere near on that level of dryness, which I kind of would have expected at 40 quid. Now I've cracked a couple of nugs. My fingers are sticking. I can proper smell the cheese coming through. Okay, I mean, listen, for 40 quid, mate, I'm not complaining at all. I'm not complaining. Obviously, I've not actually tried it. This is just first impressions. This is me just looking at it, sharing, you know, this part. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. for 40 quid, I'm laughing all day with that. That is, I was really worried it was going to be super dry. That's why I got that Hydrostone. I thought I might need it with some of these now. But yeah, 40 quid, mate. And I do think it makes a difference that it's been imported as a whole product, like this. From what I understand, that's what it is. It's imported as. The bag's not very good though. There we go. Whoa, got a whiff of cheese then. Yeah, man. Do you know what? Yeah, maybe they did use some gas in this, because it definitely starts to come out. But once you crack a couple of nugs, it's the irradiation that's probably got that. Beta irradiation, you kind of do get that. But yeah, 18% sounds about right as well. Do you know what I mean? So, and cheese is one of them. If you know, you know. You don't need it to be high percentage. It's the terps in there that do the job, and they're definitely there. I mean, my fingers are still sticking together now. I'm happy with that for 40 quid, mate. I am really happy with that. Yeah, that's. Let's go straight in for the. Ooh, they nearly knocked everything over. Then let's go straight in for the next one. We have got this PSM. So PSM. That's all I could find about the name of the brand. It's PSM, and the strain's called Pink Velvet. So this is the tub here. I mean, they don't sound as bone dry as some of the pots that I have had. Some of them you shake them and it just sounds like loads of Tic Tacs in a pot. So that's not what I've got here. Let's have a look. Okay, there's a fair bit stuck to the tub, I'm not going to lie. That's an indication it's probably quite dry. There's a lot stuck to the lid as well. Let's have a look. Okay. I mean, nothing small about the stuff that's in here, really, for the most part. Nice and dense. Bit more dry. Right. It's a bit more muted, I'm not going to lie. It is, it's just a bit more muted. There's something there, but there's nothing crazy. There's nothing I can find about the actual genetics of this one. So MedBud had nothing listed for the genetics. It's a T22 and unknown irradiation, so we don't know what irradiation this has had. It smells like something I've had before, but it doesn't pong in any way. I'm not. This is what I'm saying. So 45 quid this one was, right? I think. Yeah, nah. All day I'd be choosing that at 40 quid. All day. It's not bad. It's not bad. The nugs are looking all right. Yeah. There's quite a lot of smaller stuff at the bottom actually. Yeah, it's cleverly like all the smalls have fell down to the bottom. Obviously they would when it's been rattled around loads. That's not cleverly done, in fact, just because it's been rattled around loads in the tub. It's not, like I say, it's not sweet. Let me just get something out. Let's have a little. Yeah, you heard that. Yeah, it's very dry. It's not like that was. It's not at all like that was. For 45 quid, you know, I'm not going to moan, but I'm going to say I'd rather spend 40 quid and get something that's, in my opinion, better. You know, it depends what you're looking for as well and what you're going to want from it. Oh, dropped a little bit there. What you're going to want from it, which one's going to do the job for you. But in terms of straight out the bat, that seems like it's less fresh, or maybe it's been gamma irradiated or something. I don't know. It seems less fresh, more dry, less terps. All these things lean together to, you know, things like the harvest date. Why are we not seeing that? If we seen that there, we could. There's just so much more data that should be available, I think, on these packs. Next off, we're gonna go for something at 50 quid now. So this is another brand. Like I said, they're all brands I've not tried. This is the Safricana. Now I've heard a lot about. It sounds quite dry. I can't lie. Very dry it sounds, and a lot of smalls. This was 50 quid. So we're now a tenner up from the bottom end. This was £50. Safricana T22, and this is Creamy Keys number 5. Now I've heard a lot of good stuff about this one. I've heard some people saying that you will have to use a Hydrostone with it or something to rehydrate it because it has lost a lot of the hydration. But yeah, let's have a look. The information on this one I want to say, is readily available. Like, this is packed with info compared to any other strain. So big shout out to Safricana for that. And before I get into it, you know, I don't want to be like, oh, it's dry, it's this, it's that. These lot at 50 quid have given all the information. We've got the strains. It's cookies and cream crossed with Carol's Haze. It's gamma irradiated. Not the biggest fan, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't have got it if there wasn't so many people speaking about this strain and kind of saying, you know, it is really good for the price. As we all know, that famous saying, I think this is leaning towards a bit more expensive now of what we should be aiming for. Let's see what it's like. But the amount of info they've displayed, okay, it's not on the pack, but mate, the terps, we've got caryophyllene, myrcene, humulene, and then they drop down to the minor, they're the major ones. Then you've got minor terps, which are not displayed. Sorry, by the way, I've got a bit of a cold. If I keep like, I'm a bit bunged up, but it's got to be done on it. Yeah, so you've got the major terps, caryophyllene, myrcene, humulene. Then they've actually given detailed breakdowns of how much of the terpene base, basically percentage-wise, is given to each of these, and then it goes into the minor terps. It goes down to like 0.7% of certain terps. So you've got bisabolol, which you don't really hear about much, limonene, fair enough, nerolidal, camphene, beta-pinene, and alpha-pinene. Now they've displayed all of that. It's a South African brand, and it was imported by Curaleaf, and it was packed by Curaleaf. So it was grown in South Africa by this South African brand, and then imported and packed in the UK. Yeah, it's going to have some effect, and it's been, I think, when it's getting repackaged multiple times. On top of that, it's gamma irradiated, so I'm imagining the terps are going to be killed off a bit here, but let's see. Oh, mate, this is... Alright, I got a smell coming through. Smells a bit like the Zuckies that I got. The smells are ridiculous, bro. Nah, I've got dust, brother. I've got dust. I'm not happy. I'm not going to lie, I'm not happy with that. Even at 50 quid, I'm not happy with that. Maybe it's going to get a little better. What I'm pissed off about is that I wish I could show you the biggest noggin is about a 0.2, and there's only a handful of them, maybe 2 Gs of them. The rest of it's going down to like less than 0.1s, and then there's a fair amount of dust in here, like literal dust. And we all know that's not going to be the same thing as the flower. Like, it's, yeah. So, cookies and cream and Carol's Haze. The cookies and cream is coming through a bit. It's so dry, and it's not like there's a nug I could break. They're all so small. I've just broke one. It's got a bit of a pickle smell to it. You know, gherkins, like pickled gherkins. It smells like pickles, bro. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not gonna lie, and maybe it's gonna get better. Is it one of them savoury buds that, as Jay's Medi Lounge says, big shout out. Say roast dinner weeds is what he calls it, or something like that. Cooked dinner. Big shout out to Jay's Medi Lounge, man. I need to call down there, bro. I'm let down at that. I'm giving it a chance. Okay, there's the biggest nug there. That's like a 0.3. That maximum. I'm gonna break it. Nothing, bro. Just pickles. Creamy pickles, but it's real muted and real dry. Like, you can probably tell how much dust is in here just by me bringing this close in. Yeah, 50 quid, mate. Big shout out to you for all of the information you've given there. That's the most of any, just to, break it to you. The next two that are going up in price again, there's no more information. In fact, there's less on one of them than there's been so far, or roundabouts. But they're both better. I would pick both of those over this. Absolutely. Will it get better with a Hydrostone with a bit more moisture in it? Potentially, yes. Do I think we should have to do that? No, I think we should be getting a finished product. So yeah, gamma irradiated, unknown irradiated, and beta irradiated. Now the next two we've got, One is non-irradiated, and the final one is unknown again, which is mad. That I can't believe they don't know. But we're going to go straight in, and it is the Humble Bud Cadillac Rainbow. So, I mean, this feels like big nugs. Yeah, I mean, this feels like decent sized nugs. It's not sounding super dry. Cadillac Rainbow, it's a cross of Pure Michigan and Luntz. There's no information other than the fact it's non-irradiated. It was Canada grown, which is always a good sign normally, because the scene's been popping over there for decades. So, you know, these guys know what they're doing for the most part. It's imported by Cantourage and then packaged by Zeal. Now, that's the same as PSM by Pink Velvet. I forgot to say that. So there's no information on the Pink Velvet of... That's why I didn't say it. I just forgot to say. So we didn't get any terp information. We don't get the strains. I said that. But there's no information of the origin, of who grew it, anything else other than the fact that it was imported by Cantourage and packaged by Zeal. This is the same. Imported by Cantourage, packaged by Zeal. We have got the strains. We don't have the terp. It's not irradiated, and it's Canada grown. So let's go straight in, man. Let's see what we're gonna get. You never know with these silver bags. I feel like these silver bags, it's a bit of powder come out then, didn't it? That's not the greatest of signs. I don't mean to talk shit either. Like it looks all right. Give it a sec. I mean, that's not what I was expecting. Fucking hell, that's a... Jeez, that's a big one. I could tell, I could feel there was a few big ones in there. I mean, it's non-irradiated. It doesn't look like it's been messed with too much. It feels... Wow, that's a sizable nug. That's probably one of the thickest that I've seen on medical. Okay, yeah, it's coming through a bit more now. I just broke it open. It's decent. It's got like a bit of a Pez Sweet vibe going on with it. I've had a few buds that are like that. A bit of a Pez Sweet vibe going on. Nothing too crazy, I'm not going to lie. For non-irradiated, it's not ponging. I was kind of thinking it might have had to off-gas some nitrogen or something there, but... Nah, it's just a bit muted. It's a bit on the dry side. It's not... Yeah, it's not crazy... Yeah, it's not crazy dry, but it's quite dry. That... I broke that one open, it's nice. Fruity. Yeah, getting a bit of the runts there. That's the runts coming through in it, but... Yeah. I don't know. It's muted. I'm not even going to lie, it's muted. And this is 55 quid, right? I couldn't have planned this, people. I'm hoping this 60 is going to be a banger, because I've seen a lot of good stuff about this company, Kazeki. But as we're going now, so far, the best one has been the first one, which is the cheese. And, oh, it's a cheese cross. But that's banging, especially at 40 quid. The stickiness, though, like I've still got the stick on my fingers. You can see there. I've still got the stick, and that's from the first couple of nugs that I broke up with the cheese. I've definitely not just got that off any of these, because they're nowhere near moist enough. Yeah. Let's see how it rehydrates a bit more. But again, we shouldn't happen to do that. I don't agree with that. So this one is the Kazeki. Let's see. There's no more information on here. It was packaged by Zeal. It says interesting, because that information wasn't on MedBud, but it's here on the pack. So strange. So it was by Kazeki, which is a Japanese brand. Kazeki is a Japanese brand that are growing in Thailand. If you go on the website, they talk a lot about their passion and their precision and stuff. I looked into them quite a bit because there was quite a bit of information available. And the strains that they had, that they've just dropped to the market, seem pretty cool. This is the Tokyo Push Pop. It is perped across LA Skittles, so we're kind of guessing what we're going for here. It's like that grapey, fruity type side of stuff. There's unknown irradiation, which is mad. It was 60 quid. It's owned by Samai, this company, which are Portugal based, I believe, which is, yeah, random considering they're a Japanese brand. But yeah, the terp information, all we've got is caryophyllene, limonene, and myrcene. I'm sure there's other terps in there, but that's all the info that we've got. Like I say, I've got here import packaged ? But in fact it actually says manufactured by Zeal Pharma, so that must be who packaged it, and it says supplied to the UK by RPK Biopharma Unipesol LDA Somai Group. So Somai, big group obviously. Yeah, 60 quid. I'm hoping this is going to be good. I've heard a lot of good things about this brand since ooh, it was a big burst of powder again. Bit of a smell though, bit of a smell. A lot of powder coming out though. Don't know if you could see that, I don't know if the camera will pick that up. Okay, got some nice sized nugs. This one's clearly been battered about because this was massive and it's now showing a bit of the stem. I think the sides have just fell off in the bag. It feels fairly solid. In terms of dryness, it's too dry. The smell's there though. It's not really got a Skittles terp going on, so don't get it thinking it's like Skittles. You're gonna get more of that from like the Rainbow Sherbet or there's so many other stuff that's on UK Medical that's got more of a Skittles vibe going on than this. It's not really my vibe, the Skittles either, to be honest with you. It's nice, but it's not really my desired thing. Yeah, man, I don't know. Got a similar vibe going on with it as the Creamy Keys, which is weird. Maybe it's just the dryness. It's kind of like a mix of the Creamy Keys and the Pink Velvet. It's very dry though. It is very dry. Yeah, it's just crunching away. It looks nice. It does look nice, but it's very dry. Yeah, man. For 60 quid, I'm not going to say it's dead. Like, none of these are dead. Like, they're not at the worst I've had on medical. So I don't want anyone thinking that. These are not actually, you know, they're not bad. But I would say, at their current state, how they've arrived, I would be most happy with this, which I'm going to go back in for a little. I wasn't sure what to think of 40 quid, as you can probably tell. Mate, I'm that stinking of cheese now. Wow. I've not even brought that up to smell. That is stinking of cheese now. There's a sherb in there, but it's really more still leaning on the cheese side. Man, that's what the moisture level should be like. Yeah, you just pick the nug up, squeeze it, and it's just stuck to your finger. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's literally, yeah, bam, it's just fell off. That's how it should be. Yeah. And that's been beta irradiated. So my favourite out of all of them is a beta irradiated that's 40 quid. It's the cheapest one. Yeah, and it's a T18, mate. It's a T18. Now, I'm not talking favourite of effects. I'm not talking about effects. Effects are different for everyone. I'm talking about the way the quality of the flower, how it's come off the bat, how it's arrived to me. Not how it's been rehydrated or it's been, you know, put in with this or that, or just off the bat, how it's arrived to me. Because I think that's the fairest comparison. You shouldn't be having to do all of that stuff. That should be done for you in the process. If they don't fit that into the process, then they need to fit it in and raise the price a little bit. And I'm the last person to say that, but you don't need to raise it much because these lot are doing clearly the right thing and they're knocking out 40 quid. Then we went for the 45 for the Pink Velvet. Just going to go through it one more time. It's coming a bit more of a smell now. Yeah, it is muted though. Oh, I just dropped a piece. Nothing there. I can't smell anything at all from there. Whereas that, I opened it was stinking. That's a characteristic of cheese. I get it, but also I think it's, you know, it's a characteristic of just terpy flower. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that you should not be able to smell it when it's open in the same room as you are next to you. If not, then yeah. Like I say, these could be. The others I could prefer them even more once they're rehydrated, but I'm just talking off the bat looking at them. It's crazy that that's a £5 or more. All right, we've got a pot, but I'd rather that flower. Then we jump up again, a £5 or more to this bag of chaff, bro. Oh mate, I am fuming with that. I'm not gonna lie. It smells like pickles, and it's essentially a bag of chaff with a couple of sprinkles on top. It stinks of pickles, man. It's mad that. Yeah, might get better. For that's 50 quid. It's, to be honest with you, it's crazy the size of the nugs alone. Like, I don't think that necessarily holds value, but a lot of people will say, you know, there's a bit more value in the larger nugs to the smaller nugs. This doesn't say anything about the size of the nugs. They're nice, sizable nugs. I forgot to say this, the Humble Buds, it's actually the Cadillac Rainbow, it's actually Cadillac Rainbow Minis, and some of the nugs in here are massive. Not quite as big as some of the others maybe. No, in fact, yeah, this is the one with the absolute whopper, wasn't it? Yeah, there's some thick ass nugs in here. To the point you're thinking, how are they not moulding? But then you know they're not moulding because they're so dry. I mean, it's got a fruity... It's not quite runts though, it's not runts. It's like a chalky fruitiness. It's, yeah. It's alright, it's not bad. It says it's minis, it's not though. That's what my point was going to be. So this is 55 quid we're into now. I would pick that all day over the Safricana. So I'm just going to rate these what I think, in fact. Why not? So top of the range, in my opinion, in quality, there was this one. This is the full gas. You all know that. Next, I would probably say the bottom. We all know the bottom's going to be the Creamy Keys. Let's have a quick look again at this Tokyo Push Pot. It's just got... I don't know, man. It's all right. It looks decent. Looks really nice. Bit muted though. That versus... They're very similar, these two. Tokyo Push Pop and the Pink Velvet are very similar. But I would say this has got that bit more moisture to it. Not going to lie. You squeeze the nog, it sticks to your finger. Okay, there's a little bit of a stick on there on the side of my finger where I just picked that one up. So that's got a bit more moisture to it. Unfortunately, the Tokyo Push Pop hasn't. So I would say I'd go this one top. I would put the Cadillac Rainbow Minis and the Pink Velvet next. Then I would put the Tokyo Push Pop. Make sure I'm not banging all the information out here. Then the Tokyo Push Pop. And last but not least, definitely least in fact, it'd be the Safricana Creamy Keys. So there we go, people. There's 5. I don't know if you can see them all. Yeah, there's one there in the front. Let me just bang that to the front. So there's 5 different packs here. Unfortunately, or fortunately, in fact, it depends which way you're looking at it. The cheapest one's the best. The most expensive comes second to last. The one 2 steps down from that. So it goes basically, we've got the best is 40 quid. The second, I would say, is the 55 and 45, and then it goes 60 and the last is 50. It's mad, isn't it? Most other markets across the world, no matter whether you're buying a car, whether you're buying flour, no matter what it is you're buying, yeah, price equates quality. For me, I just don't see that in this market currently. I think the price needs to come down and I think the quality needs to improve. But I think there is some good stuff here. It's crazy that this cheese thing's coming through at 40 quid. Yeah, proper shocked, to be honest with you, that was my favourite, because I was a bit... Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be. Anyway, that's the end of the video, people. I appreciate you all being here, as always. Thank you if you stuck around to the end. Drop the word Exodus in the comments. Exodus cheese, or cheese, whichever one you want. I'll know who you are. I appreciate you lot. Every single one of you. Watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, jumping in the streams, jumping in the Discord. Whatever it is that you're doing to be a part of this amazing community and helping me grow this channel, the community, and just spread the word about medical overall. I appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. Couldn't be here without you. We're 3.4k subs now, I believe. Mind blowing, to be honest with you. I can't even fathom it. We've only just done the 3k giveaway, and we're nearly at 3.5k. Absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. You lot are absolute legends. Thank you to all the members as well. Really big fucking shout out to you, man. Absolute legends. I appreciate every single one of you, more than you can fucking understand. So yeah, this is the start, people. We're only 6 months in. I say it all the time, but this is genuinely the start. This whole market has got so much more to grow. You know, don't dismiss medical just because you've spent £100 and got something you thought wasn't that great. Maybe, you know, try over the market a little bit, try something a bit cheaper, try something in between, see what you think, and ultimately look into the terps, because at the end of the day, for medical effects, that's what you're going to need to be looking at, is the terps. Without them, they're kind of the building blocks for the effects overall, as well as the smell and the taste. And unfortunately, that's what some of these are currently, I think, going to be lacking. But they'll get there, potentially. We'll hydrostone it, we'll document it, I'll let you know what we think this hydrostone, how that works. But yeah, thanks for watching, people. Like I say, if you got this far, drop Exodus cheese, Exodus, whichever it is, drop that in the comments below, just to let me know you watched to the end. I appreciate every single one of yous. Big love. See you in the next one, man.